Hi folks, as part of my Decanic year study, I decided that I'm going to bring crystals into the mix. The reason being, I am a crystal therapist, have been for many years, so it is an area of interest for me. This was delivered, and it's a new deck by Kerry Ward and Claire Gregory, and I've had a look at the guidebook, and it's exactly what I'm looking for. So I've decided this is the deck that I'm going to use for the year. So I thought I'd let you have a little look at it and see what it's all about. So it's a lift-off box and a really nice guidebook. I haven't opened the tarot cards. What I don't like, it's a two-part box. That's really not my ideal way of having decks packaged, because as you may know, they never really quite line up when they're packaged that way. So I might just take this plastic thing out or put them in a bag, which is probably what I'll do. So let's see how they do line up if I'm just talking utter rubbish. Let's see. Actually, they line up quite nice. There's a little bit of a gap there. You can see the gap. Yeah, it's obvious where the two was separated. It just separates itself. Look. That's nice. Let's put the box to one side. Before we carry on with the deck, I just wanted to talk a little bit about crystals. Not much, don't worry. So we can get crystals that are shaped into figurines. So this is obviously the Buddha, and that's been carved into a smoky quartz, as you can see. Let me apologise for the noise in the background. That is actually the wind. It's been blowing gales for a long time now, days and days and days. It seems like weeks actually. And I know on a few of the videos it is, you can hear it, and I apologise for that, but obviously there's not very much I can do about it. So please bear with me. Okay, so that's a smoky quartz shaped into a Buddha. Then we have points that are shaped here, like this one. And you can actually see the inclusions. It's beautiful when you hold it up against certain lights. Then we have like natural shapes. I mean, here we've got, this is not a natural shape. It's actually been enhanced, but it's a very large, gorgeous clear quartz. And in certain lights, I don't know if they can make that out there, but actually you get rainbow colours coming in that. I don't know if you can. It's in certain lights. Just the way the light refracts through it. Certain angles. Beautiful when you see it. It's not that easy to see at the moment because of the light. But yeah, so that's that one. Then I wanted to talk a little bit about ones you find naturally. This is black obsidian, which is black volcanic glass. It's quite rough. And obsidian is sometimes used in mirrors for scrying. This is a natural piece, unshaped as it comes. It's lovely to hold. You can actually get your thumb in there. So that's really nice. And then these are, let's talk about this one first. So they come in different crystalline shapes as well. So this is a cubic shape. If you can see the tiny little cubes there. This is galena, sometimes known as fool's gold, because that was mistakenly thought to be gold by prospectors, when in fact it wasn't. Beautiful nonetheless, and very fragile. This just comes apart. And then, yeah, natural ones. Okay, so down here in Cornwall, it was a mainly tin mining county. These are actually ones that my ex-partner found, and they are quite rare actually. I think they're worth quite a bit of money. I've got quite a few specimens of it, and they have to be kept in the dark, otherwise they lose this blue colour. So it's blue fluorite, and it is gorgeous. But as I say, exposed to daylight and it starts to lose that blue tinge. I don't know if you're actually getting what I'm getting, just how gorgeous these stones are. See? Ah, maybe you can see it there. So these are from Cornwall. And have to be kept in the dark. Okay, so we'll go back to the card deck now. So the book that comes with the deck, the Crystal Magic Tarot, is very, very informative. I'm very pleased with the way it's laid out. And it says, manifest your dreams with the power of crystals and wisdom of tarot. This dynamic, potent deck will empower you to navigate the universe, take charge of your life and manifest your ideal future. So that's quite a big claim, really. But they explain here that by both charging the cards and the crystals with the energy of your intention, you can create a portable talisman embodying your intention to use as a booster, meditate on, or just keep with you as a reminder of where you are and where you want to be. So the book is almost colour-coded. So for the major arcana, they are of different colours, but when we get to the minor arcana, they are different colours that relate to each suit, which is nice. The other nice thing that I like about the book is at the back here we've got a handy dandy chart that is for the major arcana and the corresponding crystals, planets, days, elements, months and zodiac signs. So that's really quite useful if you're working it in an intentional way. We have some spreads. And an expansion on those spreads, which is really cool. So it's not just a spread, it's an expansion on it as well. So you can have journaling questions. And it shows you how to lay your talisman. So that is really good. There's a little section on crystal care here. Bear in mind some crystals will dissolve in water. So although they, there is, you can cleanse crystals in running water, then do your research, because there are certain crystals where you really cannot. Selenite's one of them, just for information. So in each section on each card, and this is not only for the major arcana, but there's for the minor arcana as well, we get the same amount of information. The only difference being in the majors, we get a full colour rendition of that card, a full page, whereas in the minors, it's at the top. So that's the only difference. And you'll get a talisman that's related to that card, an interpretation of that card, correspondences, people represented if it's a person in the reading, an affirmation you can use with the card, and then the crystal that's aligned with that card and how to work with it. Now, there are different ways to work with crystals, and that's a whole learning curve in itself if it is something that you're interested in. then, as I said, do your research, go on courses. So that's the book. It's 136 pages, chock full of information, really useful information. I think it's one of the best crystal decks I've ever come across. Really happy with this, really happy to work with this, and I will be using it alongside my Decanic journey. And if you're interested in what that is, then I have videos where I'm going through that journey, and it's going from this November till next year, November. I'm going to do a full year. As I said, if you're interested in that, I will link a video below explaining what I'm doing and why. Okay, so that's the book. So shall we take a look at the cards? So let's take a little look at the cards themselves. So this is the major arcana, all different coloured borders. They're quite shiny, quite slippy. They're not too thick, not too thin, and nice. They'll be able to shuffle nicely with these, I would say. Lovely motif on the back, but that makes them not reversible. If this light's flickering, I do apologise. The sun is out very, very strong, and my neighbour has a palm tree and it's blowing in this gale. So there might be disco lights going on from nature. Anyway, back to the cards. So they all have this lemniscate on the top of the major cards, major arcana. They're not on the minors, just on the majors. So this lemniscate symbol here on every one of them. There's a motif that repeats, and it's this foliage here. Repeats on a lot of the cards. Sometimes prominent, sometimes in the background. In a lot of the cards where you normally see a figure, then we're not actually really seeing a figure in those cards. So the Empress is a plant. The Emperor are roaring lions. Hierophant is a book with a heart and a brain. The Lovers are swans. Chariot is a camel with nobody riding it, but very interestingly, we've got a travelling neck pillow there. I thought it's quite funny. No figure on the Strength card, and instead of a lion we have a tiger. And then the Wheel of Fortune. There are no figures falling down and around the wheel. There's no figure on the Justice card. Death is a bird of prey. Tower is very dark. This is an interesting card because there's no lightning strike. There's this trail of what looks like light beams, and there's no figures falling from it into the crashing waves here. It's a very dark card in tone. Hard to see, easier to see through the camera, to be fair. So yeah, there's no falling figures, there's no lightning bolts, so it's a little bit of a different take on that one. The Star here, no figure. The Sun, no babies on horses. Judgment is an eye, and that eye motif repeats as well. And then on the World, there's no dancing figure. And that motif here appears on a few cards as well. So quickly going through, the borders are all different colours, as I said. We have the name of the card at the bottom and then the name of the crystal that goes along with it. So I will just move my crystals to one side. This one dispels negativity, obsidian, black obsidian. will help dispel negativity, and this one will charge. This is clear quartz, will amplify and charge. So it's rather large though. Okay, let's just quickly show you the cards. That's the major arcana. So wands, although it's a fiery suit, have quite cool colours associated with that suit, which I found a bit surprising. I would have expected it more reds, you know, for the fire element, but they've chosen to go with like blues and purples here. So the ace, we start with clear quartz, which is amplifying the energy. So we have a little bit of body diversity in the deck, not much to be fair. This is the most obvious. Interesting, the Six of Wands is like the Fool is back upon the hill again. This one really has a Celtic warrior, queen energy to it. Here, all the wands are going in one direction, upwards instead of across. So we're reaching for our goal there, presumably. Again, we're going up towards the star here in the Nine of Wands. From the darkness up to the light. There's a very watery energy here in the Ten of Wands. As I said, you know, it's a fiery suit, so, you know, I'm a bit confused as to why it's quite watery type crystals and colour palette. This is, as far as I can tell, the only famous person represented in the deck, Frida. You can tell her by one brow and the adornment she had in her hair. Delighting in the fruits of the world there. Apples for knowledge. And our queen here, instead of a cat, has a roaring lion. And the king sits atop a bull. That's different. This is a pink and lilac-y palette with a few reds. And so that actually correlates well with the suit of cups, pinks and lilacs and reds, because again, it's all about our relationships. Okay, so we have that eye motif very prominent on the Seven of Cups. There's no hiding from that gaze, is there? And our Ten of Cups is very rooted there, very grounded. The Two of Cups is interesting because it's assigned to ametrine, and you may or may not know, but ametrine is actually two crystals fused, amethyst and citrine. So that fits really well with the attraction element of this card. And I love this Page of Cups. It's a very good Page of Cups type energy, isn't it? Where she's actually painting the moon and the stars on her bedroom wall. Very creative. And the Knight of Cups here with his hot air balloon with wings on, so unrealistic. Tipping his cap at you, looking directly at you, offering his rose, and there is his horse actually on the plant pot. And ruby is very much a stone of passion, and our queen is enjoying a bubble bath. And notice on the book here is that motif again, that eye, and our king is actually holding his cup there. So the sword suit. So the repeating motif of the eye. Here, interestingly, instead of the blindfold, it's the swords themselves that are obstructing her view. And in the background we have that flora motif again, which appears in a lot of the cards. A little bit of body diversity there. As I say, there's not much in this deck. Hansa. So here we've got the wilted sunflower for the 9 of Swords. Our knight here is blindfolded. Maybe that sword is just too bright to look at with the naked eye. And we've got what look like chess pieces almost for the horses. Here, notice the Queen of Swords has got a key and a book. And the king, well, I presume these are king's chess pieces here. I'm not a chess player, so I might be completely wrong, but I'm guessing those are chess pieces that relate to the king. And instead of a king on the throne, we have a skull repeated. We've got the eye again. Right, the coins. So the coins are mainly greens, few exceptions, but they are mainly green. And the motif on the coin repeats on the coins as we go through. Interestingly, we have the cycles of the moon here on a lemniscate, and then an Ouroboros encircling it for the 4 of coins. And 6 of coins is looking after the animal kingdom. Nice dog there. We have a chakra there. Which I think is the first time I've seen one on the cards. And I was looking for... yeah, it seems to be a green tiger on the Knight of Coins. Jasper, I would say it's Oriental. And this guy looks like a Viking. Possibly. I don't know. So anyway, that's the deck. So, what do you think? Have you worked with this deck? Have you bought this deck? Have you looked at the book? Any insights? Anything you'd like to share? I think it's gorgeous myself. And this is the deck that I'm going to use for my Decanic journey. I'm actually going to take the crystal that is associated with the card of the season, of those 10 days in the Decan. So at the moment, I've been working with vanadinite, which is this one, 7 of Cups, along with chrysocolla and jet. As those were the crystals and the cards associated with the Decan I was working with. And the next one will be the 8 of Wands, which is, let's have a little look. Blue lace agate, a throat chakra crystal. Helps with communication. That goes well, doesn't it, with communication? The 2 cards associated would be the Magician and Temperance. So it'll be Jade and Lepidolite. Oh, they'll be nice energies to work with. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, so that's how I'm going to be working with them alongside my Decanic journey. So I hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough and my thoughts. And if you do like my content, please subscribe. It really would help me to carry on making these videos. And I do appreciate the support. So thank you very, very much. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye.